Welcome guys to today's video. We are talking to Sunny, a newer student of mine. She is located in the great sunny state of Florida, and she is a tax and financial consultant. So we're going to talk about her journey before she started with the program and after she started the program to see her journey and to hear her progression. So go ahead, Sunny, go ahead and formally introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been in business.
Hi guys, I'm Sunny Fernandez, Livette Sonia Fernandez. Most of my friends call me Sunny, so or Sony, either one. I answer to all. I'm new to the tax industry. My background is finance and banking, and after being away from that for such a long time, I was actually looking into getting into the teaching aspects of the beauty realm, and happened upon another program from another tax professional, and I was intrigued by just the overall information that he was giving in his little infomercial. So I jumped on. I'm a research guru, so I jumped on real quick on Google, who's my best friend. And I wanted to know more about the tax industry, and you know, it's lucrative. I know a lot about finance. I know nothing about taxes. I am a consultant by trade in everything that I've ever done, consulting and marketing. So I felt like, maybe this is something I can use to get back into the finance industry. In that search, I came across, voila, my coach, the queen, but Krista. And there were several things that I liked about her. One, that she's a woman. Two, that she's a minority doing what it is that I'd like to do. And in my past teachings and learning, I found that when you want to do something, what you have to do is you have to find a model, which is a person who's already accomplished that which you want to do. And you literally take the necessary steps, and you talk to them, you interact with them, and you find out what it was that they did in order to accomplish what they've done and what they're doing currently. And I just saw you as that in my mind before I ever talked to you. I was like, oh my God, you know, she's pretty, she knows what she's doing. That was most important to me, but that yours was not like a straight, okay, I started doing this and I was perfect at it and here I am. You know, you chronicled your journey, and that resonated with me. And so even though I went ahead, I talked to the other guy, but I told him I would get back to him, and then I scheduled a call with you, and I talked to him as well. But when I scheduled the call, that was everything for me, because, you know, seeing you in your element in a video is one thing, but actually having an interaction with you, but more importantly, not even an interaction with me and you, seeing you interact with everybody who you deal with, it's like priceless. So I see that you're someone who cares, and that's what I got. And I scream from the rooftops to anybody who will listen, you know, this girl is amazing. She knows her stuff. She's not intimidated by someone else coming, trying to do what she's doing. She gives the information readily. She's always available. But most important is, like, it's so obvious that you enjoy what you do, and you're a mom, you know, so I think that can resonate with so many women of color.
Right.
And we all go through something. So, you know, those were the things that I liked about you. And that's why I joined your program, and it changed my life. And pretty much every week I'm seeing you change the lives of other people coming into the program.
Well, thank you for saying that. So you said something great. So you were like, you're in the beauty industry. You've always been a consultant. So you always taught and helped people with their business. And then you decided that tax and financial services was something that you could parlay that with your consulting and grow a business. So you were literally starting from scratch when as far as tax and accounting knowledge per se, like formal education.
Oh, zero. Nothing, nothing in the tax world. and I have to say, and I think I said this in the group a couple of times, is that I've done my own personal taxes. I've attacked them. I've done my own business taxes. I've did that. I've reviewed taxes for other, I'll say, how do you say? I'm trying to think of the right word. My associates, business associates who had questions about their taxes. So if I was familiar with deductions or something like that, I try and spread the spread the love, give people information. That I like doing that. I like helping people and sharing information if it's going to help somebody out, and it's legal.
Right.
Has to be legal.
Right.
So
how
yeah.
many clients did you have before you joined?
Oh, zero. God, none.
Okay, so 0 clients, and you weren't making any revenue, like specifically from tax and accounting.
Never.
Okay, got you. And like, were you okay? So you weren't having any like strategy sessions.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's good.
Go ahead, say again.
Before you started working with me, did you have, or did you feel like you had like a cohesive marketing plan to get people on the phone?
Absolutely not. Clueless.
Okay. 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 All right, perfect. So I like this because about 40% of the people that come my way are complete brand new newbies, right? They're in your position where they're like, I saw this opportunity, I wanted to go after it, but I don't really have formal education in taxes and bookkeeping, but I see the value. I see that it is something that I could potentially do that could be an income generator for me and my family. So I love the fact that you are like this perfect model of the 40% of the people that do come my way.
Right.
With that, I do want to talk about some like real challenges with that you've experienced, and just, being transparent with the process that you went through to get to where you are. So after you joined the program, what do you feel did you focus on first? Did you focus more on getting the clients, or did you focus more on learning the skills first? And how did you balance the two?
Well, I have to say you gave me really good advice and guidance in that regard, as well as the group. And I have to say that the tax accounting clients in demand group is a group of amazing professionals. It's literally a tribe. And I say it's a tribe because it is a village, and it's like each one teach one and help the other out. So I love that environment, because you can get it from people, but to get it from people in your industry, it's pretty
Powerful.
It really is very powerful.
Yeah.
So initially, and it's just who I am, and I think I said that you kind of like snapped me into reality, which I was just overwhelmed because I want to learn. So I'm always information seeking, and at some point you have to focus. Because studies show that if you're doing a whole bunch of things at once, you're not getting anything done. So you have to focus on getting one task done at a time. And so that's what I did. I think initially I was just so into the program and getting information, and being a newbie, the truth, my transparency is I wear everything on my sleeve. So what you see is what you get. This is who I am all the time. So if I'm unsure of myself, you're going to know it, because I'm going to tell you. When I love when you posted like your bloopers. Oh my God, you're not perfect. I filmed my video 20 times today. I changed 3 times in between. So, but yeah, I just didn't know anything, and I wanted the information, and I was all over the place. And you said, you know what? Here's what I need you to do. Focus on your Facebook outreach, focus on getting people on the call. Don't worry about what you don't know yet. It's going to come. And it was scary, but I did exactly what you said. And the response was crazy.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the response. So tell people what your niche is and why you decided to go after that niche.
Okay, so my niche is locums professionals, medical business, and so what locums is, it's traveling physicians, nurse practitioners, nurses, therapists, and the reason I chose that is because my significant other is a physician. He's an ER physician, and I'd say about 70% of our initial relationship, he was gone. So he's licensed in a couple of other states, doing work out of, out of our city. Actually, initially we're in Florida. He was working in Texas. He was also working here. He's faculty at, what's the hospital? Osceola Medical Center here. So he's a faculty member here. So he was working locums locally as well as away. So in that, he would call me to do the things that he couldn't do when he was here for his business. So in essence, he is his own business. He is his own corporation, as are most locums professionals. And so I knew, and I'm knowledgeable of a lot of things that they're missing. And I've had to do it. I've had to file his monthly tax return, send it by fax, or sign paperwork, do his hours, get his hours out to his people. So I was like, so really what got me into all of this is he had a tax issue. I think I told you about it. His guy died. Oh, and that $13,000 bill, ma'am, that was all cleanup.
Okay. I'll clean up. Okay.
So when we got the bill, because I was doing all the legwork and everything, and then he was like, oh, I had to hire this new guy. I was like, where'd you get the guy? And he said, he came recommended, da, da, da. I said, okay. Long story short, the bill was $13,000. And I was like, so are you paying, are you paying that like in increments? What are you doing right now?
Right.
And he's like, no, I got to pay him so he can get it done. So he wrote the check. And I was like, I'm in the wrong business.
Right.
What the heck?
I'm in the wrong business, right?
How many colors do I have to hair colors? Right. I used to own a salon. So I was like, how many hair colors do I have to do to get that?
Make 13,000, yeah. So that kind of opened up your eyes to like the possibility, like, wow, this could really be profitable.
Yeah.
To get into the tax and accounting and to specialize in his niche, which is the physicians, the traveling physicians. Yeah. So perfect. So I love that, because people are always asking me like, what niche should I go into? And I always tell people, one, look to see like what you already have experience in. Because I remember when we first had our onboarding call, I was like, well, why don't you, since you're by trade a hairdresser and you've owned a salon and you know what that's like, I was like, you can make salons your niche. And you were just like, I'm just not that passionate about it. And I was like, okay, totally fine. What else is in your world that, you are exposed to that you have, like an intimate detail? And by you drawing upon your significant other's like experience in his profession, like you have an inside intimate knowledge of what he does, how he does it, what he pays for. So that was your niche, right? So I tell people that all the time, like, you can go your personal experience, your significant other, or just kind of what you've been exposed to.
Right.
Or something that you want to get in, you're passionate about, but you have to recognize that if you don't have any exposure or experience in it, that it will be a learning curve if it's something that you want to get into. So I just tell people to look at that, like, the time frame for you to actually learn those strategies and kind of understand the intimate details is going to take a little bit longer than something that you've probably already been exposed to for the past several years. So I love how you chose your niche. So the second thing is, so after you got into the program, you were like overwhelmed. You're like, okay, I'm studying all the things. I'm going to learn all these strategies. But you were kind of a little nervous to reach out to people at first, like to really start getting people on the phone. Because understandably, you're like, I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody wants to feel confident and secure. So once you kind of got that feedback from the group and from me that, yes, it's okay, like, yes, still learn what you can, but also still do the marketing, still get people on the phone, because I do tell people like that's where like the real world experience comes from. It's just like getting in there, doing the work, like talking to the people and actually getting there, doing the work. So talk to me about like your first couple of conversations with people that you are now talking to about taxes, bookkeeping, and accounting, and how did those conversations go?
Well, I think we had on one of your calls, on one of our group calls, Julie and we experienced the same thing, which is, okay, so you've got the significant other, and although you've been doing it for them, he goes, I'm not going to pay you to do that. And I was like, what? You wouldn't pay me? And he's like, not until you know what you're doing. You have to show me you know. So he was like, if you're going to get in this, people need to know, that you know what you're talking about. So that added to a little bit of apprehension. Coming back to the group, you guys were golden, because sometimes you honestly have to block out your family and your friends, because I hate the reference, my Bible thumping, but it's kind of like Jesus. He couldn't practice in his own little village. He had to go outside of his village.
Right.
Because people were like, oh, that's Mary and Joseph's son. He's a carpenter. He could never. Right? So it's kind of like the same thing. Not that I'm Jesus, but it's kind of like the same thing. It's kind of like the same thing. So you guys, with your encouragement, it kind of gave me a little bit of, that I needed. I loaded up on videos about, just talking to people, just generally talking to people about taxes, what was missing in that niche, what was important. So I did a little bit of studying before I got on these calls, as you advised me to do. And I got on the calls and I was just honest. And I think, it wasn't really about selling at that point. It was about listening to what they needed. And that's what I expounded from that. I listened to what they needed, which is in any industry, across the board, what you should do in order to retain clients. And what I think is most important in this industry and every industry that I've ever been in consulting, is you're building a relationship. And once people know that I'm not here to get rich quick, I'm here to make your life easy, to simplify the tasks that you do on a daily basis. And I want to hold your hand through some things that you might not be aware that you need to be aware of. And so if you'll trust me to do those things for you, I think I can make your business what you need it to be, which is you need to be able to run with the business and not worry about this side of things. And I think that, the worst case scenario, it doesn't work out and we can go our separate ways with respect. And that's literally when I tell you, and I think I said to you guys in the group, oh my God, what did I do? Because everybody who I spoke with that week, I onboarded.
As a client?
As a client.
How many people was that in that week?
That was like 5.
So you spoke to 5 people and they all were like, yep, sign me up. I like what you're saying.
Now, let me say, I probably had 15 calls scheduled.
Okay.
But of the 15 calls scheduled, the actual people that I got online and spoke with, I was able to onboard them.
And how much were you able to onboard them?
Ooh, honey. So the $500 for the monthly accounting services, they were very welcome to it. They were very open to it. The credit repair services, which is something I have a lot of experience with, I brought that into my niche, and so I was able to sell that. I charge $500, $800 for couples, $250 down. And what was the other thing I'm charging $750 a form for businesses. So if I'm doing a Schedule C, it's $750 per. So if someone has two Schedule Cs, $750 for a basic tax return, $399. I think it's $389. So I had one person, she had like 4 tax returns that needed to be done.
Hmm.
He's a W-2 employee, so it was 389 times 4, plus the annual, the $500 a month. So 6,000 a year.
Yep.
6,000 a year. So in total, annual income 24,000 to date, and let me see, 1,800, 1,580. And I have one more person that's only, what is she? She's 389. Yeah. So roughly five grand.
Booked out. I mean, that you actually banked in the, like,
Right.
went into the bank. Okay.
That's
Perfect. So you banked $5,000 and you booked out $24,000 worth of revenue with
right.
monthly services. Okay, beautiful. And were all of these people in the niche of locums professionals?
All of them.
Wow. Okay. And just tell me, which platform did you specialize in? Was it Facebook or was it LinkedIn that really got you the results?
I haven't even had time to get on LinkedIn. And I did see a couple of red flags with LinkedIn from some of the other people in the group. So I didn't even venture out there.
So this is all from Facebook.
All from Facebook.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, awesome. So, wow. So like you went from like completely brand new, like zero clients, zero experience to like, how many days did it take, or how many months did it take for you to get those clients? Like from starting, because I think you started in August. Like it was like the very last day of August.
End of August. 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
So it took you about 6 weeks to do all of this. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. So on average, before you were starting from zero, from scratch, and you really didn't have a marketing strategy, to having a cohesive marketing strategy after joining the program, having the support, the community, you said was really important to you as well. How many strategy sessions total, or just randomly, like if you wanted to get more clients, make more money, the exact strategies to go out to generate that, how many people on average do you think you can get on the phone just by using the strategies in the program, like on a week to week basis, if you wanted to?
I think if I did what you told me to verbatim, I'm so serious right now, because I got scared after I booked them. Then I was like,
oh. You gotta do the work.
I was like, wait. Right. So I backed up. But so they're like, there's another 7 people that I'm still, I've got to get back to. But basically, they were trying to get me. They wanted me to book them. They were like, no, I'm interested. I need you.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, so hold on.
Right.
I carry these people, so in everything I do, I want a quality for me is of utmost important. I want to, I want to give people what I expect from people. So I expect quality. If I'm paying you for a service, you better be giving me quality work. Like $500 a month, for somebody like me, I'm a single mom. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of money. So that's a car payment.
Yeah. A nice car.
But car payment and insurance for somebody who's not even driving a nice car.
Right.
So I take that very seriously. And so for that reason, I wanted to basically, let me take care of these people, get them established. And I did. And I think I told you this, I outsourced some of the things that I need to do in order for it to be done accurately.
Got you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. Yeah. So I love this. I love this story. So how much? Okay, training sessions. Okay, got you. So what part of the program do you feel helped you most? If you had to look at everything, which one do you feel like was like, that was near and dear to my heart?
I think I wrote in some of the modules when I was going through, I was like, oh my God, this makes sense. Thank you. So like, one of the modules, your schedule once is there. I wish that was further up in the program, because had I did that, I missed a couple of and I told you about this. I had this I had about 2 really big clients that I was so intimidated by. I was happy that I missed the calls. I know. But I was like, oh my God, how can I talk to this lady? She's like amazing. Da, 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 da.
Right.
So I'm on a conference call. Sorry. As a significant other. Yeah. Not working, Mr. I had a heart attack. He had a heart attack.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm glad he's up and about and doing well. Is you feeling okay?
Yes, he's a girl. ER physicians are crazy. He thinks he's invincible. Last time he had a heart attack was like 7 years ago. And he was in the ER taking patients hooked up to the monitors. They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to call off from work. So
right. I love that. Dedicated.
It's crazy. But in any event, I missed her call, and if I had known to use Schedule once, and you went over this with me after the fact, you're like, Sony, look, here's what you got to do. You got to schedule them, and then you do it like a timer, a countdown. You got to send reminders. And I was like, oh my God, I should have did that. So I learned from that, and I implemented it later. But yeah, what I'll say to anybody the Facebook outreach, I forget which module that one is in with I think it's getting into your niche.
Okay. Okay.
So that one, and the other one is you have there's something else that you have. It's like a spreadsheet, and it's like there's something else that you have. It's like it maps out your schedule and everything that you're doing or you should be doing.
Oh, the workbook.
The workbook.
Yep, the workbook. Okay. And
yeah.
Okay, so the workbook helps. Yes. Okay, got you. Awesome. So what I heard you say, like the most important thing that you love was just how to the marketing strategy plus the telephone like booking system, just to keep everything succinct and to keep your appointments on time and to kind of like automation with your appointments. Okay, got you. Perfect. So, and the last question is, what would you say to someone who, they're either new or maybe they're seasoned, maybe they've already been in business, and they're on the fence right now. They're like, I don't know if Krista is the right coach for me. I don't know if tax and accounting clients is the right program for me. I'm considering other options. Like how or what advice would you give to people that are on the fence right now?
Well, the most important thing about this program is that it's complete. So when people say everything included, like you thought of everything. Like every time I think, I'm so serious. Every time I think, how am I going to get this information? I need this. And then you'll like pop in and you're like, okay, guys, I hope you saw update the system and this is now included. And I'm just like, yes, I love you. So no, it's the most complete system of its kind. Like I said, I did some research, and the difference, it's affordable. Important is it's totally affordable. But so I say that it's affordable, but you get what you pay for. But like, honestly, people need to get in on this like now, because I don't know if you even realize the value that you're bringing to everyone, but your price should probably be in the $2,500 to $3,500 range. I am serious, because it's so much more
value.
It is, Krista. It is. And so, and that just goes to show you what kind of person you are. So you created a totally complete system for us. But in addition to doing that, you're still teaching us. It's not like, okay, bye, thank you for your money. It's not that, and I don't know. I'm very grateful. I can't say it enough. I'm very, very grateful. And I just tell other people, take a look at the free videos that you have out there. and see your learning style or your teaching style, and look at what other people are offering, because other people are giving you information. They're only giving you a certain amount of that information, and then you're left on your own, like, hey, yeah, what's information if you don't know what to do with it?
Right, right.
Yeah, so no,
Awesome.
yeah, the value is just incredible.
Well, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for taking this time out. I'm sure this video is going to help a lot. Your message is going to help a lot of people, especially those completely newbies, to know. They always want to know, is it possible? Can it work for me? Do I need to, like that, and I really feel like you're going to help a lot of people to be like, man, if she can do it, I know I can do it, and I could be successful too. So thank you for taking the time out and telling your story.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. If anybody who's new, just remember, every single person that's doing what they're doing now has been where you are, and you stand in your own way. Like I did, I was standing in my own way, and I still do, but it's a process, like on my live videos.
Right.
So nobody's perfect, and get over that. So I think we're our own worst enemies when we're trying to do things. So just have a little bit more confidence in yourself, and just know that someone's been where you are and you can do it. Just believe in yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you so much for your time.